Yo, what's up? I'm back again with another deck profile. This one is another dragon deck. More based so on the chaos variant from the structure deck. This is completely a fun deck. You won't be seeing Veilers in this. You won't be seeing, salt warnings. You won't be seeing some of those more staple competitive cards. Basically, me and my friend got together and was like, I really like the artwork for the Sun and Moon Dragon. I mean, it's the reason why I love my mat so much, because you guys haven't seen or haven't been able to tell yet that the mat I have is the Judge mat, the Sun and Moon Dragon mat that I got from a friend. But I was like, you know what? I really like that deck. I tried making it before, and it was slow as balls. It just did not work whatsoever. But with this new structure deck coming out, or that has come out, it's a little more viable. It's a bit more fun, a little faster. Your opponent thinks they got you down, and then all of a sudden, next turn, boom, you get like 4 or 5 monsters on the field again, and you're like, yeah, I just did that. Jump into this profile real quick then. We got 3 Darkness Metal. They're proxied because the real 3 are in my main deck, which there's a video posted for that as well if you wanted to check that out. That deck's a disaster. It's a dragon deck. It's a anti-meta control deck that I main for competitive play. So I'll put a link somewhere, so if you guys want to watch that. 2 Pulsar, 2 Dark Flare, 3 Wyvern. The card is so the good. It just has so many plays. I don't even know what to say about the card. I mean, if it's in your hand, summon the thing. It's 1600 attack. It's not a weak little dragon. It's not a weak, support card. It can get some shit done on the field if you have it in hand. So, it's barely a dead draw, because if you summon it, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna kill it. He's gonna banish. Then probably next turn, have one of these guys in my hand, banish him, get the card back, which is gonna be one of those. And I mean, it's gonna be trouble. And then as soon as I get one of him out on the field, shenanigans start to happen. And with this deck is all about the shenanigans. 3 Vice, and yeah, I wanted to run Cybers, but then they weren't dragons, and I was like, yeah, Vice Dragon, basically the same thing, 5 stars, but it's a dragon and dark, which this deck needs dark targets. This card, I don't even know what they were thinking when they were naming this card. What is this? Intergalactic or interplanetary purpley thorny dragon. I mean, really? I don't even fucking know. It's a 5 star. It's a dark, and it has a beast effect. You're sitting there with your monsters on the field. You have this card in hand. It's basically a hand trap. I play it like a hand trap. You know how you play a Veiler or Maxi? You wouldn't summon those. You'd keep them in your hand. So I keep this in my hand. As soon as anything on my field gets destroyed, Bottomless, Mirror Force, Dark Hole, Dad, anything, I can drop this from my hand and still have field presence. Not to mention, if I can drop this from my hand, they end, and I have a tuner in my hand, or I draw into a tuner, I can go straight into a synchro. Prime, just a good card. Raikou, Destruction Milling. This deck needs to mill. You need to have cards in your graveyard for this deck to run. If you had no cards in your graveyard and you're just playing and you're summoning, it would be super slow, and you would not be able to win. This deck revolves almost solely around having that graveyard, stacked and full of darks and lights, so you can pull shenanigans and get 4 2500 beat sticks on the field or higher. Lila for back row hate, and the milling. Now, Supe. These are the tuners. Supe and Fire Ant. Unfortunately, I couldn't find another Fire Ant, which is surprising, because It's not like it's rare or anything, but yeah, 2 Fire Ant, 2 Supe. It's great tuners. I mean, especially the deck I'm running 5s, lots of 5s. It goes into 6 and 8 really easily, and it's not you know, constricted to just Sun and Moon. I mean, yes, Sun and Moon need those specific tuners to be synchro summoned, but I mean, just because they need it doesn't mean I can't go into Stardust or Scrap, you know, or Brio or Orient Dragon, or you know, any other level 6 or level 8 that you would need at the time. So the versatility of the synchroing is still there, but I mean, if I get these out and I start looping with these, you know, I start, you know, abusing this loop, I start abusing his effect with these cards. I mean, these cards are just beat sticks. I mean, 3,000 beat sticks. Like, you summon BLS, they remove something. Next turn, if I, you know, pull some shenanigans, you know, I get him out. You know, I synchro for him. Boom, 3,000. And plus their effects being when they destroyed by battle. I mean, it's just, they're just good, and I'm just happy this deck can run it at a pretty good pace too. I mean, it's keeping up with a lot of decks that I was kind of surprised it would keep up with. But yeah, going on to the spells, I run lots of 5s and higher for the dragons, so I do run a Wing Beat. I mean, hey, why not? I can do it, especially with Dark and Metals effect. The shenanigans, you know, Wing Beat, destroy back row is basically like a Harvey's Feather Duster. Send the dragon to my hand, have metal on the field, special summon the dragon I just sent to my hand with Metal's effect. Haven't lost field presence, got rid of their back row, all of their back row, and you know, I'm set up to swing. MST, Future Fusion, Burial from a Different Dimension, because this deck removes a lot. I find myself removing lots and lots of cards, and some of the cards I need to have back in my graveyard, like Dark Metal Dragon, or Pulsar Dragon, or Dark Flare Dragon. I mean, I would not hesitate to remove a Pulsar and a Flare to summon another Pulsar, but it's like late game or mid game. I mean, you really want to have those in your graveyard for metal to bring back, and so you really want that to happen as much as possible. So that's why I have the Burial. Dark Hole Book, foolish, because you know that those Wyverns need to get dumped to the graveyard, and it's just like instant, just setting up the graveyard, setting up the banish, you know, setting up to get that Dark Metal deck thinning. It's just a whole bunch of goodness. The foolish and the wyvern, just a whole bunch of goodness. Heavy Monster Reborn staples. Run Double Call. Like, I mean, Double Call is out. Why not? I mean, every dragon deck should be running Double Call. It's just too good. You know, calling the Darkness Metal back, special. You know, special on the dragon. It's just, I don't want to say it's broken, but it's really good, especially middle game, late game. I mean, you do that and you basically almost secure yourself a win if they have no answer. Double Compose, Double Bottomless, and a Starlight, just in case they, you know, Dark Hole Heavy. I mean, why not? It's a good card, still a good card. And yeah, and these cards, like I've been showing these. I mean, these very underrated synchros, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they're forcing you to use Supe, they're forcing you to use Fire Ant. But I mean, you get these in the graveyard, you know, one of each, and you start looping these. It's just an annoyance like no other for your opponent. You're like, Moon. They're like, kill Moon. I'm like, okay. Special Sun. They're like, fuck, your 25 just turned into a 3,000. I'm like, I know. You mad, bro? Like, you didn't see that coming? Like, that's just how it goes. And they're like, okay, they finally destroy Sun. And you're like, fine, you destroyed Sun. Next standby phase, you're like, Moon. And your 25's back. And this is just the Moon and Sun loops. I mean, I'm not even talking about the freaking Pulsar Metal loop. I mean, you have one of each out. They Dark Hole. You're like, Pulsar effect. They get sent to the graveyard at the same time. So you're like, Pulsar effect activating the graveyard. what just got there? Metal. You bring metal back. They're like, fuck. They end because they can't attack now because you still have your 28 beat stick. Next turn, effect, special pulsar. What have they accomplished? They just wasted a dark hole to clear your field. And the next turn, your field is just back to the way it was the previous turn. I mean, this deck's really fun to play. And, you know, I don't even know. Maybe I might throw in some warnings, some solemns, some veilers or something, and see how well this plays at a locals or something. But I mean, structure deck was worth it. Get 3 of them. I mean, it's a really fun deck to play. I encourage you to make it and see how it runs with your friends. Like I said, the way it's built right now, it's probably not the best competitive play deck. Definitely a fun deck. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth making on Dueling Network. Just have some fun. If you like it enough, throw in some competitive cards like dualities, warnings, things like that. Things that add consistency. Things like hand traps that help stop windups, help stop the other meta. And I mean, it could be a good deck. Could be a good deck, but I love my Disaster Dragon, and I won't switch. So for now, this will be a fun deck. My Disaster Dragon will be my main deck. But let me know what you think about the deck profile. Let me know if you have any ideas, any comments about the monsters. And no, I'm not gonna run Oracle of the Suns. I'm not gonna do it. Oracle of the Suns, no. You know, the tricky, no. Like, if you guys add, or if you guys comment about what cards I should put in, those cards I'm not running. I already thought about it. Think about maybe putting one more of him in. He's just funny as fuck. He's another dark target too. And yeah. So like, subscribe, do what you want to do. Leave some comments. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.